Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts of life journey. Now, your host of Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, Kelley and Cheryl.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's a wonderful day. We're so happy you're joining us this evening to Seeing Beyond Living Transformed with your hosts, myself, Cheryl Murphy, and my colleague, Kelley Eckhart. I always want to say hi to you, Kelley. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Cheryl?
I'm doing terrific, too. Thank you so much. It's great to see you, Kelley. And we want to share with everyone our topic for this evening. We're going to get right to it. The topic, we wanted to call this tonight's topic about spiritual tools, about getting like everyday spiritual tools to work for you, right? So spiritual tools, meaning what can you do around your home, around your house to open you up, right? To open you up vibrationally, to receive messages of higher guidance. Like what can you do to really open the doors, right? Open the doors of opportunity to really connect to the spirit world, connect to your own intuition and everyday tools. We're going to be talking about that today on tonight's show. And we have a great announcement happening about Kelley is doing an expo tomorrow. So should we just jump in and tell us about the expo?
Yes, I'm doing the New Living Expo in San Rafael at San Rafael. It's the newlivingexpo.com. You can go there and get information, and Brianna will post that in there. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm having issues with the link to book readings. It just will not show the readings. So if anybody would like to get a reading, I will be there doing readings in person. And you can just pay me on Venmo when you get there if you want to come get a reading. But I also will be doing a free talk on Saturday night, I believe at 5:00. And it's going to be called What Happens After We Die. And I'll be doing readings as well. It talks about 10 minutes. And then the rest of the time I'll be doing readings. So it's free to everybody who gets a ticket to the New Living Expo. So there's information there. Marin County, thank you, Northern California. Yes, I will be there all weekend. So come check me out. I'm not doing any readings on Friday, just Saturday and Sunday. So if you come for a reading, come on Saturday or Sunday. All right, that's my announcement. And let me just say right off the bat, I just had to say this when you were talking about the subject, I got all excited. And I wanted to say, the first thing we can do, the beginning of our day, is just set our intention to live more intuitively. That's like the first step to really, that's a tool right there. It's setting your intention as a tool. And I just wanted to say that. That's my favorite step.
This is exactly what we want to share with everyone, right, Kelley? We want to tell everyone what they can do every day to open their hearts, open their minds, open up to their intuitive side, so to speak. Yes. And really tools that we can use and that we need to be teaching this more and more because we're such powerful individuals, right? We're so powerful. And, setting the intention, waking up in the morning, having gratitude, right, is another spiritual tool.
Yes.
So setting the intention is one, having gratitude is another.
Yes. And I always like to try sometimes, because, I'm not perfect. I wake up with an attitude according to my husband. And so sometimes I need an attitude adjustment and I have to change my perspective for the day. So that's also a spiritual tool. And he does try to tell me sometimes in a loving way if I've got an attitude. And sometimes it's not so loving, but he does love me. And I know that we're nice to each other for the most part. But when I get that little message, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a step back. I got to reframe things and I got to change my attitude. I got to change my perspective and I got to set better intentions to live a more, spiritual type of day for me. It does happen. I mean, I'm not perfect. I do smush ants.
Oh gosh. I just have to take a moment and say hi to our listeners. And I know Kelly and I talk about this all the time. We receive so many emails from people who appreciate what we're doing, who appreciate our radio show, who listen to us every week. So we just want to thank everyone, Courtney and Liz and Sue and Frank and everyone that joins us, right, and asks these amazing questions. So just to tell our listeners today, if you do have a question, you can type something into the comments section here live with us today, or you can send your questions to our email address, which is questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. We always want you to sign up for our mailing list too at seeingbeyondradio.com. And Kelly and I will do our best to keep you informed through emails or posting. Hi, Michelle. We want to say hello to everyone who's joining us today. Yeah.
Hi, Erin. There's so many people. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us.
Absolutely. And today's topic is about getting spiritual tools to work for you. And these are spiritual tools that are available to all of us, to everyone, but we don't know that, or we don't remember that we can set the intention. As Kelly said, that's a spiritual tool, setting your intention, having gratitude. I put that in right after. Having gratitude is another spiritual tool. I'm going to add to this conversation and say going outside and getting sunshine is a spiritual tool, right? Or going outside, getting some love from Mother Earth or from the sun, anything, fresh air, anything to kind of connect with the earth.
You know that feeling when you're a little bit cold because you're in the shade and you step into the sun and it's right on your back and it just feels so good. That's what spirit feels like to me. It's such a great feeling. And whenever I do that, I always feel so connected to spirit. So that's one of my favorite, that's the best way for me to describe how spirit feels to people when they ask. Mm-hmm. I mean, each person has their own unique signature, but that's it's just like this warm, fuzzy feeling all over. I love it.
Spending time with your pets, if for anyone that has pets, animals, this is another spiritual tool that really helps connect you with that divine source, right?
Yes.
Yes, right. You have animals, right? You have
cats. Yeah, I have been sick this whole week and I've been in bed with my dog Daisy. The other ones are a little jealous, but Daisy's my little love bug. And she lays right next to me and doesn't get all playful like the others, so I can rest. She likes to nap with me. Aww. But I tell you what, having her next to me has made me feel like I'm getting healed by my dog. So I love that.
Animals are very healing. And
yes.
So these are common things that we all may share. A lot of us have a pet, or a lot of us get outside and get into the sunshine, and these are ways to connect to your own divine source, your own divine spirit, so to speak. And that's what today's show is all about. And for everyone that's listening, we're going to ask you, how do you connect to your own spirit, your own soul? Like, what spiritual tools do you use to connect? And then we're talking every day now. Do you journal? That's another spiritual tool. Like, there are so many things that are free, right? They're free that you already have at home, that you need to just set it that intention. Even as Kelly said, set the intention to be more intuitive each and every day. That's such a great intention, Kelly.
Yeah. If you are somebody like me who's always loved crystals, you can even just sit with your own crystals and just feel the vibration and just really kind of just tune into it and tap into that energy. Or if you're really nerdy like me, I love just rocks in general. I mean, all my kids do too. I've always collected rocks that are unique or look different, or just, anything. I feel like I can do something with it, but also I like the energy of rocks, just like crystals. So, yeah, those are things you can do. I like to get my hands dirty in the yard and garden and things like that. It feels very, it grounds me, but at the same time, I feel like I'm really connected to source.
Love it. So things that I do, I meditate. So I meditate pretty much every morning.
Good.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better. I know I've gotten a lot
That's
better.
really good. Yeah.
Also,
That's
I take time to breathe or conscious breathing or awareness breathing all the way down to the belly. That these are
mhm.
spiritual tools now that we are using and we're sharing with everyone. Please know that all these things matter. You know, whether you do one of them or all of them, everything you do matters, right? And if
Yes.
you have that, once again, if you have that in mind that you want to open up, that you want to connect, connecting with your guides, angels, and departed loved ones and your higher self, these spiritual tools that Kelley and I are sharing with you open doors. They're open doors. They're open to all of us. All these opportunities are open and available to all of us.
Sometimes just a hug from somebody that you care about can be enough to lift up that energy and make you feel like you're in that zone.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I
That nice.
happen to, when I go to work, which, I work a lot, and we all do, but I sometimes during the middle of the day, I'll play some music.
Yes.
And I'll play music that makes me feel good, right?
Yeah.
That taps, I'm tapping my toes, so to speak, that I wanna get up and dance to, because I love that music. It gets my vibration up, it gets me I'm happy. It can be any type of music. Uh, I just love it. I think that's another wonderful spiritual tool, and, with the computers and iTunes and YouTube, it's so available to us. Pandora.
Do you have a favorite song?
Well, I have to say one of my favorite songs right now, just to get up and is a Justin Timberlake song.
Oh yeah,
The Feeling, I think that's it. I
I
think,
like him.
yeah, he's fun.
One of my favorite ones, and it's been one of my favorite songs since I was a kid. I can't remember how old I was when I first started listening to reggae music. Was the Bob Marley "Don't Worry About a Thing."
Oh, yeah.
It just always put me in the best mood and motivated me and made me feel like I wanted to get up and move and I
Mm.
wanted to do chores or whatever. It just like I got in this great mood when I would listen to that. And so it's still one of my favorite songs. And I love that my son, he's at School of Rock and he's in the reggae band. And
Mm.
that's they're doing some of my favorite songs by Bob Marley.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they?
Yeah, they're covering some of so he's been playing Three
Wow.
Little Birds on the piano, and I think he's gonna be singing a part in it,
Oh,
but
I
it
love
makes me so happy to hear.
So these spiritual tools that we're sharing with everybody, Kelley, I mean, they're free, they're available to all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, they
We just
are.
realize that they are spiritual tools. Some people, are not sure how to connect. They're not sure that, picking up a rock or a crystal or setting the intention for the morning are ways how to open up your awareness. That's what we're talking about. How to open up your awareness to being healthier. I think it's just a
Mhm.
great way to be healthier, to kind of get
Yeah,
out of our own way, right? We have to
right?
get out of our own way.
And for those of you who are interested in journaling or sometimes feel like they don't know what to journal about,
Mm.
I do a journal prompt every Wednesday, a weekly journal prompt, and it gives you something to think about and write about if you're interested. They're just, prompts. I mean, it's not telling you what to write, but it's helpful. I
Right.
sometimes need prompts because I draw a blank, but once I get started, like the prompt is just sort of get you started. Once I get started, it just starts to flow.
Mm-hmm. A friend of mine is loves to cook, right? Loves to cook and make meals, and I think that's a spiritual tool too. Because being in the kitchen or cooking or doing anything that you love, the gardening, it's like you're in your own like meditation, right? Where you're just painting. Painting can be another spiritual tool. By the way, I mean there are endless.
Oh, yeah. Well, so we got a nice question here from Frank, and we've got a few email questions. But Frank says, and I like this question. So the things you're mentioning is to me more a connection to Mother Earth. What I or we are wanting to know how do you hear, feel, sense the connection to the other side and receive answers and directions.
Mhm.
So yes, these things are connecting to Mother Earth, but they're also connecting you to that source. They're helping you learn to raise your vibration, Frank, so that you can connect with spirit. So these are just tools and simple things you can do at home. If you want to further that ability that you have to learn to connect, then you can start there and then you can move on to a class or things like that. Or you could there's some great books out there that tell you how to do it at home. My favorite exercise, if you guys want to know this, is and I share this with a lot of my clients when I do a mediumship reading, especially when I could tell that they're open and they're really wanting to connect with their loved ones. You can build a relationship with your loved one in spirit. One of the things you can do is you can sit somewhere in your house, nice quiet room where nobody's going to disturb you. I always say make sure there's no air blowing because you want to feel everything. And you're going to close your eyes and you're just going to breathe in through your nose and you're going to breathe out through your mouth and you're just going to invite your loved ones to come to you. And it's such a subtle feeling at first. And the more you do this, the more you're going to be like, oh, there they are. And as soon as you feel that energy, sometimes it's just like that feeling, like it's just like when you do this, it's so subtle. And then as you start to feel it, say you feel them on your right side, say, okay, if this is grandma, whoever, right? Step to my left side, feel the shift of the energy. Okay, grandma, now step back to my right side. And if you feel two spirits, say, or do I have two? Ask them to step in two different places and come one at a time. This is then you're building a relationship. You're learning to understand their energy signature. This you can do at home, just sitting somewhere that you feel like a warm spot in your house, somewhere that feels good. I have a favorite black chair. I call it my spirit chair. It's always been around forever since my husband and I have been together. And I nursed my son in the chair. Like, it's my favorite chair. We still had it. It's about 20 years we've had this chair. And when I sit in that chair, that's when I feel connected to spirit. It's built up energy. And so you might want to find something like that. Maybe you have a favorite rocking chair, whatever it is. Or maybe you're in a home where, you live with your mom and she passed away and she had a favorite chair. Sit in her favorite chair. These things help you connect or hold on to their belongings and talk to them and ask them to come sit with you. These are things you can do at home. But what we're sharing with you are the same kinds of things. You can still use these things to build up your energy to connect to spirit. What about you, Cheryl? Do you have any special techniques that you like to do?
I do want to share with Frank, and thank you for your question, Frank. It's great to have you on our show today. You really hit on some topics that we can discuss further.
Yes.
And what I think Kelley and I want to do today, and that was great, Kelley. I loved all of your examples.
Thank you.
But Frank, what these spiritual tools will do for you is they'll get you out of your head and into your heart. And that's really where we want you to connect with spirit, right? Is through our hearts. Yes. A lot of us are very hard on ourselves, or we push ourselves, or we don't know why it's not working for us. And we get down on ourselves. And what Kelley and I are here to say is it really is about a love connection with you and yourself, with your departed loved ones, your spirit guides and angels, and anything that you can do to feel good, like dancing and the sunshine and the music. These things they bring you into a feeling. They bring you into your body to where you're feeling better. And that's when you connect. That's when you go, oh, I feel love because I love this song, for example. And now I can actually invite my loved ones in. And as Kelley said, I can feel them on my right or my left, or I could feel them holding my hand, because you could ask your loved ones to maybe hold your hand as well. And as we mentioned, it's very subtle, and it's kind of nice to do it when you're in a quiet space. And you taking that commitment or taking that intention of letting the next 30 minutes or hour of your meditation be to connect with your loved ones opens up the invitation for them to actually, not only be there for you because they are there, but it opens up the invitation for you to receive the connection too.
Yes. You got to build that strength, I say, that connection.
And the strength is through sensitivity. It's through love. It's like it's like
awareness,
language. Yeah. It's a language. It's a sensing language that we're learning. We're learning to sense them, to feel them, to hear them, to know that they're here, to trust what we're getting. That's huge.
If you think about it like this, I don't know about you. When I was a kid, I had 2 older brothers, and we would constantly count VW bugs. Like that was our game when we went on road trips. And of course we all got different numbers because none of us could count, I guess. But anyways, but once you start to, you're looking for that, you become aware, and now you see these VW bugs everywhere, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of like your spirit when these tools, the more you practice,
Mhm.
sorry, I'm trying not to cough.
Yeah.
The more you practice, the more you're becoming aware of these senses, and you're strengthening them.
Mhm.
It's the same concept, you know. Sorry, I'm going to mute myself
No,
because I got
that's
a cough.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. So these spiritual tools that we're mentioning, it's not that one of them is better than another one. It's that we're giving you spiritual tools that you can fill your tool belt with. So where when you want to connect with your loved ones, you can kind of refer back to them and say, look, I'll try it this way. I'll try to listen to some music, or I'll try to sit in at this chair, just because it's the intention that you're putting in that act that you're doing. Or I'll connect with the sunshine. These are all tools to help you, and you don't have to use any of them, or you may use all of them.
Yeah.
But we are offering them to you to say, these work. We know they work. And that's what we're here to share with you. And they're free and they're available to you.
Yes.
And we're here to coach you. We're here to walk side by side with you on this
Yes.
journey, to point things out that we've learned and we've experienced.
So we have another nice question here from Bud. It says, why do I see things in my head? Well, I'm going to say you're very clairvoyant, Bud, and you're lucky. That's a great thing to be able to see. What do you think, Cheryl?
Yeah, and seeing and clairvoyance are related. So clairvoyance means inner seeing or inner sight.
Mm-hmm.
And when we see things, whether it's in our mind's eye or whether it's objectively, like outside of us, that is called clairvoyance. And that
Mm-hmm.
is how we connect with the spirit world, whether
Or
we
one
see a
way.
still image or a moving image. What's that, Kelley?
It says one way.
Yeah, it's one way. It's one way of many ways to connect. And
Yes.
and some of your guides and loved ones may connect with you clairvoyantly, or you may use your intuition clairvoyantly, and other ways to connect as well, whether it's clairaudience through hearing, or claircognizance through inner knowing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yes, but
Yes.
Bud, I have to say, I do believe you're very clairvoyant. And I just want to share with people, not everyone is clairvoyant. So it's, really, it's a gift. It's an ability. If you're not clairvoyant, how you can tell if you're clairvoyant, for example, would be, imagine a yellow lemon on a cutting board, like right now. Like if you can imagine
And see it.
yellow lemon on a cutting board right now, it's very possible that you do have that ability to use clairvoyance. Like you can see in your mind's eye, you can imagine it, you can create it. But some people don't have that ability yet.
But you can develop it.
And yes, you can develop it. And that's what Kelley and I are here to share with you, is any of these abilities you can strengthen. They are all available to you. And you may not need them all. You may not use them all. But any ability is available to you.
You know what's so interesting, Cheryl, is my older son, the one who passed, he started reading when he was about 2.5. He was reading all the Harry Potter books when he was like 4. But when he started in like first grade, they were like, he's not really comprehending everything like we would like, even though he's such an amazing reader. So they said he needed to work more on visualizing what he was reading. So they had him do art projects. Every page he read, he had to draw a picture of what he read to help him correlate between what he was reading and visualizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that's interesting, because it's almost like they were teaching him clairvoyance in first grade.
Absolutely.
But it did help with his comprehension, and then his comprehension was off the charts after that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And look, clairvoyance, a lot of people are clairvoyant in everyday life, but they don't call it that. Like, for example, interior decorators,
Yes.
they're probably very clairvoyant, where they can walk into a room and see the potential of the room with the colors to be used and the textures and the design. That would be very clairvoyant. Or a artist would be very clairvoyant. Yes.
Clothing designers, for people who,
clothing designers.
Yeah. Some other great question here, and I love this question because I get this all the time because I teach, and Cheryl teaches too. And she says, I'm interested in developing these gifts, but don't want to do readings for others.
Mm-hmm.
I totally applaud that. I think everybody should learn how to do this, because all it's going to do is enhance your life. That's how I feel. How great would it be to really, focus and fine tune your own intuition so that you could read other people and know, not for reading them, but for your own good, right? You can tell, like, oh, this person's not good for me, this person's good for me. Maybe it gives you your own direction in life. It helps you make better decisions in life. That's what I see. Anyways, that's my opinion. What about you, Cheryl?
Well, Robin, I think I think you're stating this, for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't want to do this professionally. They want to do this for themselves, maybe for their friends. But I agree, this is opening your intuition is very healthy for you. It's healthy because it lets you tune into your body. If you have a physical ailment, for example, you tune into how are you feeling, even foods or allergies, like you're connecting with your body, mind, spirit, for example. You're also connecting with the higher self to help your own intuition, whether you want to make a move or make a major purchase in life, or in a relationship with a certain person, right? You want to listen and trust your intuition. And that's what Kelley and I are sharing with you, is this is an ability that you can strengthen and that you can increase.
Yes. And we have some email questions that Brianna posted in here. And one of them I actually saw in the comments. It's from Erin McCarthy. She says, how do I know if I'm fulfilling my life's journey? Well, I feel like these gifts and these tools we're teaching you can kind of help you know that you're on the right path. They, once you're very in tune with yourself and connected, I feel like, to source more, you'll know you're on the right path, because it's just a feeling. It's like everything kind of falls into place. That's my answer to that one. If you want to answer that one, Cheryl, we have another one after that too. I'd like to answer.
I do want to add, Erin, thank you for your question, number one.
Yes.
This question a lot of people have, and what I believe I want to share with you, it is about trusting your intuition. And that's what Kelley and I share. We teach, we both have classes, we both are mentorships, have mentorship programs. But this is about you trusting your intuition and you receiving messages from your guides and your angels. And that's what Kelley and I love doing, is we love empowering people to help you realize that light is within you, and that and getting messages and guidance from your own ability, your own soul, so to speak, it is so powerful. It's life-changing. It really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's another one. It's a little bit long. It says, hi, Cheryl and Kelley. If you have time for more questions, I'd love to ask a question or two. My son has sleep issues, night terrors, really intense dreams, and I'm wondering if there are negative entities attached to him still. We have had some removed already. That's the first question. Let's focus on that before we move to the next one.
Sure.
Because I want to say, I don't think he has negative entities attached to him. Because I don't believe in negative spirits. I only believe in love on the other side. I do believe, though, as children, because I had night terrors and I was scared of the dark, that we misinterpret the dreams we're getting. Because as a child, very early on, at age 2 started, I believe, maybe sooner, but that's the first time I remember these dreams. I would get people who were recently murdered, women, and they would show me how they were murdered and where they were buried. And for a 2, 3, 4-year-old, that's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And I didn't understand, except I knew to get up at 11 to go watch the 11 o'clock news because they were going to be on, and it really freaked my mother out. So I was banned from TV after that. So sometimes you might have what is called like a very highly sensitive child, which is what I was and what my son was. My son started to exhibit the same behaviors as a toddler, as an infant. And I immediately took him to see a child psychologist who was a medium as well. And she is really what helped start my son and myself on our spiritual journey. And he's now 16, and he understands the energy, and he understands his energy and he's shut it down. He doesn't want it anymore. But he also learned as a child to turn it to off or not have it like bother him anymore. So I would suggest, rather than having negative entities removed from him, maybe teaching him about his spiritual gifts and having him empowering him to understand that he's in charge and he could shut it down. I don't know how old he was, but I taught my son with the help of this child psychologist when he was 6, and it really just was like day and night. He never wanted to sleep, and he started to be able to sleep in his room. I also bought him crystals and things like that to help him feel more empowered, and we taught him how to communicate with his own protector, guide, and angels. So those are things I would focus on, more positive rather than fear. That's me. What about you, Cheryl? How do you feel about that? I know we all have different opinions.
Yeah, I would certainly not look at anything as a negative right now. I would look at your son being very sensitive and very open. And children are so full of unconditional love, and it can be a lot when they're taking a lot of information in from this world. It can be overwhelming. So that's what I'm feeling, is it can be overwhelming. And I would like to, have your son connect to his own higher guidance by learning meditation or learning about sensitivity and learning that everyone has these abilities and that he is probably very, very good at receiving information. I wouldn't put a negative spin on it, though. I just feel like there's more to investigate and there's more to learn. But I am sure your son is highly sensitive. And that's what I think that is truly a gift or truly an ability, that's something that he can work on and develop and strengthen and control, if that makes sense, to where he's not afraid of it.
Yes.
To where he's connecting with it more than avoiding it or running from it, so to speak.
And so I guess he's 13, and it's really hard when they get to be their teens, especially boys. When my son hit about 12, he suddenly decided that he wanted no part of this world, and it was just a bunch of you know what, and he's too smart for all of that. Of course, he's 16 now, and he realizes, yes, he does have this, but he still doesn't want a part of it, and he doesn't make fun of it anymore. He went through this little stage, and I think that's teens. But anything you can do to get him to see it in a positive light, I think would help. I know he's 13, but there's still things that maybe you can get through to him on. Maybe, I know it might be hard, but maybe trying to get him to learn to meditate, taking him to someplace. My son slept with us till he was 12. Finally, I get that. My son, because he didn't like to be, even though he had control over it, he just liked to have somebody in the room. But, anything you can do to try to bring us a positive light on it and empowering him to know that he can turn this off. That's the important thing, because that's what my son wanted to do. He just wanted to turn it off and be a normal kid. So it is possible.
And we can turn it off, to some degree, right? I mean, yeah, we can. Absolutely. So, I mean, he is in charge. That's what we want your son to know. He is in charge. So thank you so much for your question, Lori.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. That's a great, I'm glad you asked that question too. So it's 7:33. And
can I just mention a couple of events that are coming up?
Yeah, go right ahead. Please do.
Okay. Because, we're coming into the month of May soon, and I have these monthly Circle of Love small group reading events that I do every month. And I just did one, last week, and it's so beautiful and it's sold out. And I want to encourage people, if you do want to sit, it's an online event. It's called Circle of Love. May 18th is my next one, where it's just a maximum of 8 people. So up to 8 people can join me online, where everyone gets a reading. And it was so special this month. I just think they're getting more special each month or each time I do them. So please join me for that. And then also May 23rd, I have an online group event where I'm doing a large audience readings and a large audience reading event. So not everyone will get a reading, but more people can certainly attend. And it's possible that you might be getting a reading. So please join me for those 2 events I'm doing in May. And then also I do private readings, through Zoom or phone or FaceTime. I'm also doing group readings online. So you can certainly have a group of people where we'll sit. And I also do readings for groups of people, once again, online through Zoom, phone, and you can connect with me through my website, mediumcheryl.com. And then I have this beautiful free quiz about how to sign up or how to do a test for your own intuition. I'll put that link in the box in the comment section here. But you can take a quiz and find out which intuitive strength you have, which clair you have. And that's always fun
pretty
too.
awesome.
Yeah,
I really love it. I took it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And it's supposed to be fun.
Learning about it was very accurate though.
Thank you. Thank you. And learning about our spiritual abilities is fun, and it should be fun, and connecting with spirit should be fun, and it should be uplifting and positive and supportive. And that's what Kelley and I want you to realize, is that it's a beautiful experience to connect with your guides and angels and receive this and then you receive validation for the information you're getting, right? Because we want to share with you that there is that ability for all of us.
Yes.
Thanks,
and
for putting links in the.
So, yeah, and so I was just going to mention, I also have a small group reading online event in May, though, because I'm all done with April's events. Mine's May 11th, which I think is near Mother's Day weekend. And I haven't put anything up for Mother's Day. But I haven't decided, but I may be having a Mother's Day event. So just keep an eye out if you're interested. I try to do some kind of a free event for Mother's Day. So I might just do a free online dem for all the parents or moms who have lost a child. So if you know anybody or any of that, let them keep an eye out for that. I might be doing that. Okay.
That'd be great.
And let's see what else. That's it for me. And I'm doing this event this weekend. I'm super excited. So,
that's great.
I put up my fall classes. So
you did. Oh, good.
Oh, look at that. Joy said the Mother's Day event saved her life. Well, I'm thankful, Joy. I just have been dealing with this silly sinus thing going on for like 3 weeks now. But I'm on antibiotics now, so I'm going to get back on track here.
Sorry, Kelley.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just life. I have to be slowed down for some reason.
Yeah, right.
So I'm trying to listen.
I'm just going to post my quiz link in my comment section. So I just posted my quiz for free. You can take.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I have a weekly healing prayer circle as well, and Kelley's been on many times, and it's a healing prayer circle on Sundays, and that's free to join as well. And so please take advantage of that. It's a beautiful vibration of love and support and healing and manifesting, and that's really where Kelley and I come from when we have this radio show, is we're wanting to help support people on their path. We want to reach as many people as we can. We love everyone from asking your questions, which are fabulous questions. So thank you for coming in.
We appreciate that. We always have the best questions from all of our listeners. So thank you guys. And it helps so many people, because I think people have so many questions, but they just don't want to ask.
Right.
And so let's see. Okay, I thought there was another question, but I was wrong. Your free quiz. So Brianna, could you copy the free quiz link that Cheryl just posted, because it only went to Facebook and YouTube and posted everywhere?
Thank you.
I don't think everybody saw it, but it's kind of long to copy, but there it is right there. But if you could, I don't know if you can copy it, Brianna. I can't seem to copy it. Or maybe could you post it in the private chat for her?
Yes, thank you. Great.
I think she can copy that from there, but we can't copy from here.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, and we'll put that in there. Brianna couldn't find it. She was searching and searching.
Thank you, Brianna. For everyone who doesn't know Brianna, she is the the third person of our show. She's another co-host, we'd like to say, but she works behind the scenes,
In
making
Colorado.
it good and sharing our links. So thank you.
Yes. Yes, we couldn't do it without her. She really does save the day. It helps us focus, so I'm not constantly like reading everything, and which is what we used to do. So, so are we going to do any readings, Cheryl? So here's the thing, guys. I'm not feeling 100%, so I was going to just stick to psychic
Yeah.
questions in the comments.
Yeah. We're going to do
And
that.
I think next week maybe we'll do readings,
Yeah.
but I want to get my head feeling a little bit better. I'm not 100%, and yeah, I have this nasal thing which affects my it shouldn't, but I guess I don't like to read when I don't feel good. I can do psychic. Yeah. So if you guys have psychic questions, definitely post them in there. I love this question right here though. Are there phases of the moon that make you more clairvoyant? I don't know that they make you more clairvoyant. I think whatever your gifts are what they are. But during a full moon, like 2 days before the full moon, for the full moon's usually full for 2 nights usually, and then 2 nights after, I feel, for me personally, and everyone's different, I am more open to the spirit world, and I get amazing stuff. That doesn't mean I still get information throughout the whole month, but that particular time, I just feel like I'm on fire. I love it. It's my favorite time. I also can't sleep. I'm like so full of energy. I just don't have time to sleep. I have like my mind's going and all these things are being downloaded, it feels like. So that's how it works for me. Other people, they can't work on the full moon. It doesn't work that way for them. It's the opposite. And they're during a new moon, they're like that. So I don't know. How does the full moon affect you, Cheryl?
Yeah, I love the full moon. There's a lot of power in it, and I love it. And I want to tell you, Joy, thank you for your question. It's just so valuable that we know this, because as a spiritual being, I want to know the energy that works for me, and I want you to know the energy that works for you and Kelley, and all of us need to know. We need to learn what our own energy feels like, whether it's during a full moon or a new moon. You might feel stronger at certain times, around the moon phases. So please pay attention to that. We know a famous medium, Mavis Batilla, who loved the full moon, loved it, loved doing all of her events around that time. And she really worked more in the spring and summer months than she did in the winter or fall season. So, but that's how she felt she could best use her abilities. So know that there might even be the change of seasons that you'll know if you're stronger, in a summer month, for example, than in the winter month. But it's different for everyone, and it's never the same all the time. It will constantly change. So just be open to changing and kind of going with that flow. Yeah, like a bear in hibernation, right, Christine? Right. So yeah, what's happening here is there another question we can answer? Let's just see.
So Brianna, if you just post it from within StreamYard, it'll go to everybody. Cheryl and I can't do that, but you can, because it's being broadcast on several different locations, YouTube, Facebooks, everywhere. So all you have to do is post in the comment here, and it goes to all the places it's being broadcast. But you can't, if you just post in Facebook and all of that, they won't see it. Does that make sense? And because people are asking for your quiz, but they can't see it.
Oh, I see. And look, if you want to, you can. Another way to get my quiz is to sign up for my email. Go to my website, mediumcheryl.com, and sign up for my newsletter there. And I do send out the quiz also, and then I post it on my other social media outlets as well, on platforms.
Yes.
But yes, thank you.
There, she posted it. Now you guys can get the quiz. It's a lot of fun. It's very accurate. It totally pegged me perfect.
It was fun taking it. I loved it's very visual. So I loved all the visual ways to see it.
Here's a psychic question. I'm curious of the energy you pick up around me in terms of my businesses and working closer to home. I've been traveling for work nonstop for 5 years. I do feel you're done with the travel. I feel like it's winding down, or you're putting your energy in a new direction. So I'm gonna say, like, if you've been thinking about you're done with it and you want to like create something new or do things differently, I have to say that it's in works. The universe is really conspiring with you, is what it feels like, because I feel like you're going to be going into more of a direction of being closer to home, less energy to travel, and being able to do things more efficiently. And I also feel like you're kind of going in a new direction. So I hope this makes sense, because it feels like you're moving in a direction that is a little bit different than what you're used to, or where your comfort zone is, but it's more exciting for you, I feel. So I don't know if you said businesses, if you just started a new business, or if you're thinking of starting a new business. That's kind of the feel I get. Let me know in the comments if that resonates. And Cheryl, you want to tune in or anything?
Yeah, meditation, Meg. I felt too that there's something about either you're spreading yourself too thin, or there's definitely a change happening around this travel and this last 5 years feeling, because I felt a dip in your energy, whether it's exhaustion or something is
Mm-hmm.
going down, because I want to say that's going to come back up. Things are just kind of recalibrating for you, or shifting to where you're working on a higher intuitive level. And I also felt you hiring out or outsourcing for anything that you need that doesn't like serve your higher purpose. For example, repetitive things, or clerical things, hiring out, but that you are
Mm-hmm.
certainly much more needed to be in alignment, like here and now. Like your presence is much more powerful. Almost being in one place. I'll just say that for
Yeah.
now. You're going to get your energy back up. Do
Yeah,
you
and you're going to
understand?
be able to accomplish more, you know?
Yeah, accomplish more.
Yeah.
That resonates with you. Let us know. And she
Yeah, and
says,
she's
yes.
a creative director and mindfulness coach in training. That's
Mhm.
awesome. I love mindfulness. I feel like I try to live my life mindful, like every day. And if I catch myself not being mindful, I try to fix it. um, Here's a question from Frank. Since COVID, I have been stuck and don't have any direction. Do you see
Mhm.
anything for me? You
Mhm.
want to take this one, Cheryl?
Go. Thanks, Kelly. Frank. So, Frank, when I feel the stuckness around you, I want to say it's what's happening right now. It's about kind of releasing the old. Okay. I feel like releasing the old, whether it's objects in your house that you need to donate, or clothing, for example. It could be old thoughts, old belief systems. It could be old memories that don't serve you, that are frustrated from, because there's so much new energy available to you, Frank. And I want to say it's through the power of love. So I want to get you into this vibration of love, of connecting with things that make you happy, so you can move forward, because that's how easily attainable these things are, Frank. But I want you to even use affirmations like, even though I felt like I was stuck, I am now moving forward into my future. Or
Yes.
moving things that move you forward, like each and every day. Life is getting easier for me, or each and every day I am connecting more with, my true purpose, or each and
Oh, I
every
love
day is
that.
a new opportunity for me to receive that higher guidance, and I'm ready for it.
Oh,
These
love it.
things will open this window, door of opportunity. And then I feel like
Yes.
then you're just unstoppable after that, Frank. So I'm not really too worried about you.
And
What
and
about you?
no, I'm not either. Frank, I agree with everything Cheryl said, and at the same time, I just keep hearing you need to get outdoors and move in more. So I
Yeah,
don't feel like you're getting enough fresh air. And I know that sounds silly, but fresh air is really important.
it
And it
is.
helps clear our mind. It helps us focus better. So I feel like you're not getting enough of that fresh air, and that's not like walking around at work, that's not like, it's like you getting out and it's just to enjoy the nature, just to go for a walk around the neighborhood, whatever it is. I feel like you need that though. I feel like that's important.
Yeah.
Um, so I hope that resonates. Let's do this one right here. Psychic question. My oldest daughter is moving home for financial reasons. Any advice so we don't bump heads? We are both Cancer. I'm going to, I feel like you two can both be stubborn. And I think, though, being mindful of that and trying to take a step back when you feel like that. And also, I feel like, talking about things, setting boundaries with each other right at the beginning and having a space to go when you're annoying each other. Maybe this side of the house is for you and this side's for her. And just being respectful and mindful of these things. What about you? Have any advice, Cheryl?
I felt actually very similar to you, Kelley. I do feel, Denise, this is really a time that you and your oldest daughter are going to connect in new ways. I felt new growth with the two of you happening, and a new respect or a new appreciation. And, you're going to bump heads with her because that's how it works. We bump heads with all of our people we live with, so to speak. But there's definitely a new soul connection like that goes deeper with the two of you. And I am excited for that. I am very excited for you, Denise. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Good.
She feels that too. Perfect.
Good. Thank you for that validation.
Another great question. How can I attract my soulmate twin flame? I am ready.
Mm-hmm.
I like to tell people, write down everything you want on a piece of paper, all the things that you want from this person and all the things that you just won't tolerate, because you're manifesting. You don't want this, but you want this, and focus on that want list. And the fact that you're open and ready, you just started your manifestation. Don't forget to, like, I want to say, not necessarily like seek opportunities, but be open to opportunities to meet new people. Don't just stick to the comfort zone. Go outside your comfort zone a little bit. Start doing something that you enjoy. Maybe taking up a new hobby, joining a club, walking club, or maybe you like to take pictures of birds, whatever it is, so you can find like-minded people. And then that way you're open to meeting somebody like you that's like-minded like you, and that's on the same page and at the same level energetically. And don't forget that list of what you will not accept, because that's what I call how you set your boundaries in a relationship, because you teach somebody how to treat you, and you need to know like what you want to accept, and that's where that helps. That's my advice.
Love it. Can I add to this?
Sure. Yeah,
I love
please do.
And I hope, Lori, I hope you listen to this recording again, the show. I hope you listen to the replay, because that was great advice that Kelley gave you. And I'm just going to add to it. Okay, Lori, but it does feel like you're in your head a lot, or you want to control a lot, or you want things to be, you're very much a list person, where you write down everything, you bullet point. And I wanted to say there's so much there that I want to move some of that out of the way. And I want you to be more spontaneous and more free. And I want you to be more fun. And what I mean by that is, if you want to attract someone that has a really good sense of humor, for example, I want you to ask yourself, do you have a good sense of humor? And, and could it be better? Or do you need to kind of come out of your shell more? Because you might take like an improv class, like do something that would just really get you out of your comfort zone, as Kelley said, because these things shift our energy, and even if you took just a couple of classes, they help us grow as an individual to where we have new insights, or new reflecting ideas and thoughts about ourselves or our lives, or even people that we're meeting for the first time. Every time you meet someone new, Lori, whether it's just a friend, an acquaintance, someone at work, even, your energy will shift, or you will come to sense more about how you feel in your life. And that's really what Kelley and I want. We want you to be more in your heart space, so to speak. That's what we want. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And I think you're going to meet this person very soon. I feel like definitely by this summer. I don't know why, but I feel like you're about to run into this person. So, and enjoy that time, and don't forget your boundaries. Here's another question. We'll maybe do one more, and then it's getting close to the end. Wondering if my home situation will improve soon. It's been incredibly frustrating. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. That's no fun.
No.
And I do feel though, and let me know if you understand this in the comments. I do feel though that you have been doing a lot of work towards improving it, and that there are things that are lining up that are going to improve it for you, that are going to be happening very soon here. So I almost feel like either I don't know if you've been looking for a new place, or if you've been trying to create a better environment, but whatever you've been working on, it feels as though you've been manifesting this. It's starting to happen, and it's starting to come to life now. It does feel like it's going to be improving over I feel like the next month or two, because I feel like very quickly here it's going to change, and it for the better. And I hope I'm right. Cheryl, what about you?
I do feel that there's something about the home life, of course, that you're mentioning you're frustrated with. It feels like you're not being heard or listened to. I want to say keep some really strong boundaries up and hold other people accountable, or hold yourself, more accountable. Like, don't give in, or so to speak, or, feel, do things where you do feel appreciated. Because I'm just feeling like there's something there about not feeling appreciated. And I know that you go beyond, bend over backwards, so to speak,
Mhm.
to help someone. But it is about you taking a stand and really trusting your own intuition some more, because I do feel that you're very level-headed, or you do try to, stay steady and balanced. And I want to give you some applause here and say, I think you have done such a great job up to this
Mhm.
point. It probably takes a lot to get you frustrated,
Mhm.
but just know that you're okay, and we're supporting you. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And be kind to yourself, because I think you're really hard on yourself, and you need to be more loving to you. That's what I hear. Um all right. Did you want to pick a question, Cheryl, or should we it's
I,
four
I think we
minutes till
should,
the end.
I think we should
You
kind of
said,
wrap things up here, if it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Kelly, we want you to
And we'll
make
make
an
some more
announcement.
announcements.
So would you please
Yeah.
tell everyone, because you're going to be in person at this expo coming up, and this
Yes.
is
So
a chance to see you in person.
yes, so for those of you who don't know, I do readings online only these days. And this weekend I will be doing them in person at the New Living Expo. Brianna, if you could post the link, that'd be great. And I will be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm doing readings on Saturday and Sunday. I do have a free talk on Saturday as well. I believe it's at 5 o'clock, and it's called "What Happens After We Die." The talk's about 10 minutes, and then I'll be doing readings for the rest of
Mhm.
the 45
Great.
minutes, and it's free. So if you buy a ticket to come to the New Living Expo, come check out my talk. It'll be a lot of fun. If you're interested in an in-person reading, you can pay for the reading at the event. I will be there. Um, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love this event. I did it last year, and Cheryl did it with me last year, and we had a great time.
Yeah, we had a
There
great
was
time.
some lot of cool things to look at, a lot of
Yeah.
other amazing practitioners and talks and free talks and other and classes that you can take. So I say come check it out, and if you get a chance, say hi to me.
Also, I want to say before we go, to let everyone know, Kelly, you do have a center, a Love and Light Center. Can you
Yes, I
share that?
do.
You
Yeah,
teach classes and have
I have
circles
a
there.
Love and Light Center here in Sacramento, and every month I do an in-person small group reading for 8 people max.
Great.
I also do it online, so I in person and online, and then I also teach classes. I do 3-month mentorships, and I do them twice a year. So I'm in the middle of this one, and the next one starts in the beginning of September. So I just put it up on my website. So if anybody's interested, you want to check it out, see if the dates work for you, you can sign up with the early bird pricing. All right. And the next in-person group reading, I believe, is in June. Yeah. So I'm not doing one in May for in-person because I'm having knee surgery. So we skipped
Oh,
it, but I am doing an online one in May, just not in person.
That's
Yeah,
great.
hopefully you can. I'm going to be offering other like 1-day courses here soon. I've been putting them together for the spring and summer because I don't teach my mentorship in the spring and the summer. No, I teach in the spring. I don't teach in the summer. I take the summer off. All right. What about you, Cheryl?
Well, for everyone, yeah, I would just say, look, if you guys could sign up for both of our emails and follow us on social, we're both on TikTok, we're both on Instagram, on Facebook. Sign up for both of our newsletters, mediumkelly.com, that's KELLEY.com. And then myself is mediumcheryl.com. And you'll always find out what our upcoming events are. We both have an events page on our website. And really, our goal is to be of service, right? Our goal is to be of service and to help teach what we've learned, to help offer readings, to help healing, and help provide messages from your departed loved ones. I mean, I really think that's our calling in life, our vocation. And I'm just so thrilled to always see Kelley every week. I mean,
I know. I love it.
I do. And I'm so glad that we have all of you, our listeners, following us. We love all of you, Robin and Courtney, and once again, Sue and Frank, and so many more people who join us every week. We are on this new time slot, and it seems to be working out really well, right? This
Yes.
PM Pacific time slot on Wednesdays. We just want to thank all of you for coming. You guys are really make our show so much more exciting with your questions. Always know you can reach out to us through the seeingbeyondradio.com website. There is a place you can contact us and send your questions. We want to tell you that we will be back next week at the same time. We'll see you all next Wednesday. And right now you have been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Have a wonderful week. All right, Kelley, have a wonderful expo, Kelley.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.